guys. I'm actually shooting a day in the life vlog, but while sitting here and looking at the water, I thought that I wanted to talk about something a little bit. I feel like in the last year there's been so many things going on in the world and in every person. I can't be the only one who've been feeling, I guess, the obligation and responsibility to carry everyone's pain. I think that in today's society, because we are all so connected, we are a global society now, unlike the way it used to be before, where you were just part of your own little bubble. Now with social media and the access that we have everywhere, it's just, you cannot not be uninformed. I found that with the pandemic, I've been really just putting myself out there and trying to give all this energy out into the world, because I felt that it needs it, and I drained myself because of it, because I didn't have a resource that was filling me up. I found that I got to this point where I was just kind of like desensitized in a way. I was desensitized to world events. I was desensitized to pain. I was desensitized to not only pain of other people, but also the pain of closer people to me. I just truly felt like my bucket was full. And it's funny because it made me really confused and upset, and I was like, did I become a cynic during this year? Am I just not the person that I thought I was? And I feel like I was really trying to prove that I was a good person, because I know that I'm a good person, and it just kind of brought on this like vicious cycle of you gotta give, you gotta give, you gotta give, you gotta feel, you gotta feel, you gotta feel. And I don't know if any of you guys feel this way, but the other day I posted on my stories this Nikita Gill. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but she's amazing. She's like a poet. She wrote something how somebody messaged her and was being aggressive and trying to get her to understand the pain that they're going through, and she blocked them. And then that person started a new account and they messaged her back and says, why did you block me? And she said, because I do not have the strength to carry your pain as well. And I shared it on my stories, and I sat with that for a while thinking like, wow, it's so simple when you say that. It's not something that we feel like we can say, because I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I feel like that makes me very privileged to have the choice to feel someone else's pain or not. But you know, we're all humans, and I feel like for some reason there's this feel of obligation that you have to feel everyone's pain these days. So that story really stuck with me, and when I posted it in my stories, I had so many people that messaged me, especially people that were working in fields of social workers and doctors and people like that, that said it's true, that feeling, because I described my feeling of just feeling like I can't anymore, like I can't carry others people's pain. And does that make me someone who's not empathetic? And they said, you know what, there's such a thing as you get to a point where you're spent, and when you take on so much and you're exposed to the world and to new people that are constantly putting on and projecting their burdens on you, you do get to this empathy exhaustion. There was someone who sent me like a better term for it, but I was just like, oh my God, that's exactly what it is. But if I didn't stop and think about this feeling, I feel like I would have adopted this new cynical view of the world and the way I was behaving. So I guess I'm making this video in case you feel the same, in case you feel that you are drained emotionally, that there is so much going on in the world and you got to a point where you're just like, I can't carry this anymore. And I think that that's where boundaries and healthy boundaries are so important. And sometimes I looked at boundaries as something like I can always say no, things that are a little bit more surface level, but I've never had to exercise my boundary like I did in the last 2 weeks, where I had to go against my, I guess, ego, or the need to be there for people, or the need to feel that obligation that I have to listen and I have to understand and I have to advise. And sometimes as a public figure, or when you work at a job where you do have a lot of people coming to you, you see a lot of new faces, it gets messed up in your head. You just feel like, I have to, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be that person for someone else. And I think it's just so important to be able to recognize that boundaries have to be set, and to know that you're a good person, but don't spend too much energy on trying to prove it, because I think that at the end of the day, that's where you start messing yourself up. Anyways, I hope you understand my point, because this was kind of like a thought that I've been digesting for a few days now, and I just really wanted to share. So I guess this video is about boundaries, is about not becoming a cynic, not let the world make you into a cynic, because I think that empathy and understanding and compassion and kindness is so important, but it can't come on the expense of your own space and protecting yourself first. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, I feel much better now, by the way. Also, an update about my therapy sessions. I actually went to, and this is a very, not controversial, but this is a very, you know, an unexplored territory for maybe some people. But as you guys know, I've seen a therapist, and then I also went to meet with a spiritual healer, because I truly felt like I needed something a little bit above or beyond the clinical aspect of it. There was something, I think it just came at the right time, because a lot of pieces just kind of fit, and I figured out the puzzle of what was bothering me. Anyways, I had my second session with a psychologist, and he's like, honestly, I don't think that we need to continue unless you just want to talk about something. But he's like, it feels like you've been really working and figuring out what is going on. So he was basically like, if you'll ever need me, you know where to find me, but I think you're good. So I really appreciated that. It felt really nice just to even start that conversation, start that process of having someone that you can talk to and share all these things, hear yourself talking about them. I think that it brought me closer to that understanding of what I needed to do in order to solve this weird space I was at. So this is a little update. I feel like boundaries is something that I'm exercising more and more these days. So that's that. Okay, love you. Bye.